Okay guys, so here we are with the cell setup, and we're going to be showing you first of all, if we want to be using the chart in a slightly enlarged form, then we can adjust on the right hand side. We can go up and we can go down here on the pricing area, and that will expand and retract it. And if we need to enlarge, then we can just use a scrolling button or the scrolling wheel on the mouse, and that will bring it wider and narrower. As you can see, we're going to be talking about these indicators on this cell setup. Now if you want to enlarge them, use a sort of a line here. You can enlarge this so you can see it more clearly, and then you can drag it up using the left click on the mouse, and that gives you more of a visual on the Fu Manchu indicator. We can do the same thing here on the WADA indicator, and we can use these pricing areas to reduce or increase it. And there's a line here as well, we can increase that or decrease it. So whatever's comfortable for you, so you can see it on the screen, is good. I'm going to increase that a bit so we can see what's going on. I don't need that quite so big. We're going to go to the line there and reduce that. Now there's another thing up here, little adjustment. Can you see there's a little hide indicator legend? I'm going to hide that so it is a bit cleaner on the chart so we can see what's going on. Now we can see that we've been flirting with this 200 EMA, and as we know, we can only buy above and we can only sell below, and what we're waiting for is a sell signal. And these are these red dots here. You can see there's a sell signal there. There's another one here, and final warning, there's another one here. And we can see what's happened. It's obviously come down, but, and this is the thing, we've got the sell signal here, and this is actually outside my time zone, because it's 4:15 in the morning my time. Now that will be different if you're in America, obviously, so you could actually take this position if you wanted to, and that would be perfectly fine, but for me that wouldn't be applicable. So the back testing I've done doesn't include opening a trade in the Asian sessions or Sydney session. So we're going to move on and wait for another signal, and we've come to the end. So I'm on replay mode, so I'm going to start playing to see what happens. And you can see that we've had there is a sell signal. Now the sell signal has to be above the 0 line. Now if you look to the right, you can see here there's a 0, and that equates exactly to the middle of the Fu Manchu indicator, which is here. If we get a sell signal below the 0 line, then that is no good. We need it to be above the 0 line, and that represents a pullback in the market. So you can see here that we went quite deep, and then we've had a retracement back up, and that's indicated by this, and that gives us another opportunity to take a sell. So that's the sell signal, but we need confluence with the WADA indicator, so we need to wait until the red bars come in. So we need confluence, and we have them. Now to qualify for the signal, we need it to be above the dead zone. This is the dotted line down here. If it's below the dead zone, this red bar, like this green bar is, then that is not going to be a qualifying signal. It's the same with this bar here, that doesn't qualify. None of these bars qualify. So we've got a qualifying bar here, and we also have this white line. Now the explosion line shows momentum of the move, and we have a decreasing momentum for the buying action, and we've just begun to increase our momentum for the sell side. Now that white line needs to be above the dead zone. We can take trades when the white line's below the dead zone, but just to be clear, the back testing was done where the white line was above the dead zone. So here's an opportunity, and we need to make sure that we can open a trade within 90 minutes of the signal being generated. But just keep it simple, stay within the 90-minute window and you're going to be okay, because that's how the back testing was done, and those are the results that you can see in the information on the group. So we've got the sell signal and we've got the qualifying entry. We're back to the normal screen, and if we go over here on the left hand side, we can see we've got, that's for typing text, and then we've got trend lines and arrows that we can put in here, and I'll talk about that later on in the series, but for now we need to focus on this one, prediction and measurement tools. I'm going to take a short position. I've already put it in here, so we've gone to that one, we've taken short, and we've clicked on where the short entry would be, which is here. You've got handles here and handles here, you can drag it up and down. Now we need to either make it 0.36 or slightly above the previous two candles, the swing highs. So that's where we put our stop loss. This one is 0.38. There's a minimum of 0.36. We take a 0.76 take profit. So you bring that down to 0.76. And with that in mind, let's see what happens. We're replaying now. You don't get this on the free one, but you do get it on the one that's paid for. Oh, that's close. And there we go. There's a winner. Hey, thank you, ma'am. So that one played out with a 34.71 win. Brilliant. Okay. Now once we've opened the position with this setup, we just let it run. The whole idea is that we've given us enough room to breathe to the upside in case we get stopped out. And it did come up, but it came back down again, which is great. And we have made a profit. And it closed before my going to bed time, which is 21:45, which is lovely. We didn't have to leave it open overnight. So let's carry on and have another quick look, see if there's another one coming up. Let's increase the speed a bit. 10 times. It's just, yeah, right, okay. We haven't had any more signals. Look, we had another one here, but we're still trading, so we can't take that one, and that doesn't qualify. Asian sessions tend to be very, very quiet. Very quiet. So then we have a lot of upward movement, but we don't sell below the 200 EMA unless we include another EMA, which we'll talk about later in this video series. But for now we'll keep it as the backtest. Very, very simple. So you leave that alone, and we have had a sell signal happen here, but we've got green, not red. So let's see what happens. Yep, we had another sell signal there. As we've come up, we've hit our head on the 200 once, hit our head on the 200 twice, hit our head on the 200 3 times, and it's been rejected. Perfect. We have the white explosion line above the dead zone. We've got the red bar above the explosion line, which is vital, and above the dead zone. So you have to have those positions before you can open a trade. The bar has to be above the white line, and both have to be above the dead zone here. That's important. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Slightly slower speed. There you go. Oh, there we go. It's a win. Another 34.89. Thanks very much. And then we come on. We go back up again. Remember, we're looking out for another sell signal. There's one. And we've got our stop loss at 0.36, which is actually pretty much where these swing highs are of the previous candles. Same thing here. 0.36 is the minimum, which is well above the swing high and above that 200. We're going to run it on and see what happens. Oh, yep. Hey, thank you. Another profit, 34.71 in the bank. So that's how to do the sell, and I hope that's been helpful for you. And next time we'll do the buy. This is what we're doing. We're selling and buying on pullbacks. I hope that makes that clear. We are using the 15-minute chart. The very, very long test that I did was on a 30-minute chart, which is fine. The 15-minute works just as well. If anything, it's slightly better. Thank you for watching.